Sir, we'll start, sir.
Given the time for almost about 1 hour, I might need to touch base on some topics which I think it might be interesting. So just going to the next slide, because something, I mean, tell me if somebody hasn't had this feeling for quite some time. Say, for example, somebody might be actually looking at, I don't get jobs or customers. I don't get support from the management team for this project. And then it might be like my boss thinks that I don't contribute. I don't understand the project. What will my boss think if I ask? And also, something very close to your house or personal, my wife or husband or kids doesn't seem to understand me. So these are actually some things which actually happen in your life. I don't know. I presume that most of you might have actually gone through in one stage or the other through all these cycles as well. But ultimately, it boils down to the main factor or a major factor called communication. So let us see, or let us look into the depth of what is happening and how it is, why this particular communication mismatch happens. So this, like, usually what happens is, like, whenever the previously mentioned problems arise, you would say, "What, I'm working really hard on it, but then the results are still the same." So let's see why those results are the same and what actually makes this so. So why these results are the same is because the 90% of the people continue to do what they have been doing and expect different results all the time. So different results come only when people do things differently. Communication is no exception. Okay, for communication also the same thing matters. So now during the COVID era, this is the most this is this is actually the scenario, right? The communication is happening virtually, and this is now becoming a new us. And it is also important to understand the nuances of digital communication and doing it in a certain way. So in a few moments, I will actually explain what is a certain way that I'm talking about. And understanding the certain way is more rewarding than continuing the same action plan, all right? And then not getting results. So this is where I talk about the certain way. So the first and foremost, whatever may be the medium, it is a communication between humans. Okay, the communication is not a one-way activity. A proper communication only happens only when the receiver understands the transmitter's message in its true structure or sense. Human communication is a sum total of all verbal and non-verbal communications. So during a face-to-face meeting or during a face-to-face conference, verbal carries only 7%, whereas your non-verbal actually carries almost about 93%, out of which 38% depends on auditory, and your body language carries almost 55%. So which essentially means in audio conferences, you should be very careful about the tonality that you are actually going to present things on, because it carries almost 38% of the activities. Then, even though the verbal carries 7% right now, during the COVID era, this 7% is also becoming important because we need to actually put the right words in the right places. So 95% of the time now, this particular verbal comes from something called the surface structure, which you see on the top of your mind, which is called the top of my mind speech. But what happens is, which goes deeply into it, is called deep structure. And that is where all the important information lie. So it is very important that you go from the surface structure and understand the deep structure very clearly. And how do we do that? So even though the people speak the same language, they do not receive the same information. Hence, the communication is not complete. So it depends predominantly on two aspects. One is the internal references, which is your beliefs and value system, which is essentially the meta programs that run your brain, and also the representation systems. So something called leading representation systems is something which is hardwired, which we will come to learn about in a few moments of time. And also, since we are actually not coming with a user manual, it is very important that we should raise our awareness level to understand this properly so that the communication can be effectively carried out. So what is this that I'm talking about? I'm talking about two different or two parts of the same system, which is one is the sensory system or representational systems, which we can essentially call something that is coming from outside. And the other one is the perception of the meta programs, which happens inside or which happens internally. And this is something which NLP says that is the map is not the territory. So let us explore what are these things all about. What is a representational system? Representational system is something by which you represent the world outside your internal world. Okay. And now how do your internal world actually act? Internal world actually takes an internal referencing based on our beliefs and values. And these beliefs and values are essentially coded through emotions, which again forms the perceptions. So say, for example, the scientists say in 14 seconds, you are able to come to a conclusion or a perception about a person. So how does that happen? And that is why NLP is actually saying, or NLP is expressing one of the, this called a presupposition called map is not the territory, which essentially means your perceptions may not be the exact thing that is happening outside. So we might need to actually explore or just get into a deeper level of perceptions to understand whether it is really the representations that has been happening outside or it is just a perception. Now I'll just take the first part, that is the representation systems, which essentially has got the visual through the eyes, auditory through ears, smell through nose, and taste through tongue. And the other part is actually called kinesthetics or the touch, which is happening through the skin. These areas are actually called the sensory systems of the representation systems. So I will take taste and smell out for the time being, which I essentially connected with the kinesthetic systems, and predominantly concentrate on the first three, that is the eyes, ears, and skin. So, or visual, auditory, and kinesthetics. And there is something called the mirror neurons. That is when you are actually able to connect with a person on all these areas, one of these areas, because for all human beings, one representation system is highly active. It may be visual, it may be auditory, it may be kinesthetics. You may be actually wondering, say, for example, when you are doing a presentation, your boss may not be so impressed with the presentation. He might actually not be even looking at all. He might not be even actually hearing at you all. But then when you ask, or when you actually give him something to work on, or a particular tool which you have made, which he can actually literally work on that is a time when he feels, okay, this is good. So why is that happening? Or at times you might be actually telling a lot of things about, okay, this is what I have done, this is what I have done, etc., etc. Or rather, you might have actually given something to him to work on, or make him feel something. He may not be happy about it. This is because he is a visual guy, or his leading representation system is visual. But a word of caution, all human beings have visual, auditory, and kinesthetic sense, but there is one representation system which might be actually in a leading phase, which is called the leading representation systems. So essentially, when you match that leading representation system with the other person, that there is a connection which is being established through something called mirror neurons. These mirror neurons start firing and forming a relationship connection, and then the message will be like, wow, he is like me, or he is like he or she is like me. So this is actually what is called the certain way of communication. How do we actually ensure that the mirror neurons are fired, and how do you actually ensure that the other person will start accepting you as your friend, or starts connecting with you? This is predominantly called rapport building, and this activates the mirror neurons of the receiver and gets him to like you, him or her to like you. So there is something called encoded message which comes through the representational systems that only the receiver with the respective representational system will be able to understand. Say, for example, when you are going to a party, or when you are actually going for a function, you might meet a person who loves music, and he finds that you are also, he or she finds that you love music as well. So this is how you are able to actually connect with him. at least there are possibilities, possibilities of understanding what the person's representation systems are, and then connecting with him will essentially means that the mirror neurons will get fired and that person will start liking you. So it is something like the certain way of communication means exploring what is the major representation system that the person has and trying to connect with him on that, with her on that is very important. So this happens in our family also. Likewise, your wife will be a visual. How do you know a wife is visual? Wife will like things being arranged properly, being set up properly. Everything is really clear. I mean, person like me, I'm a highly auditory, so I might not be very, very, fascinated by things being arranged, but I like very good sound, and then the sounds actually not going beyond tone. So nobody should shout at me. That is essentially the meaning. So when this happens, how do you actually ensure that you know your wife's representation systems and act accordingly? And how does your wife knows that, okay, you are auditory, so the sound should not go beyond it because that will actually, that will affect him, that will disturb him. So how do you connect with each other? So understanding leading representation systems definitely has got real value in human, the personal connections as well as the official connections as well. So now the $1 million question is, how do you do it? Now I would like to share an exercise here. I'll give you 2 minutes. I probably won't, Souvik, I need your help here.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 minutes. I would want the participants to take a piece of paper and start writing a short description of their tip or a trip that they made quite recently. Souvik, are the mics still on mute, or are we?
Yeah, it's mute. They can, whoever wants to talk, they can just raise their hands.
They can just raise their hands and start reading so that others will understand how it is being done. So I'll just give you 2 minutes. Can the participants please take a paper and then write a short description on the trip that you made quite recently? Souvik, you can also attempt.
Okay, fine.
I would suggest everybody to just take a few minutes to, yeah. I think we have a few more minutes left. If anybody has completed, you can raise your hands, and Souvik sir, you can. Yes. So I think I should actually ask for some hands. Anybody wants to volunteer? Souvik, are we having any hands here?
Two of them are there, but I don't think they've been raising hands long back itself.
Oh, okay. If you want to ask them whether they are.
Yeah. I've unmuted. If they are ready, means they can.
Yeah.
They can talk. I have unmuted them.
Okay.
Then who else? Wait.
If we have any volunteers, it will be great. Else I'll
Rajul?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah. You have raised your hands. You can talk.
So what I have to talk like that? Okay. I'll talk.
Yeah,
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Dinesh.
Sir, myself Prajul from Chem City Engineering College.
awesome.
Yeah, not recently. Before COVID, I've traveled to Manali.
Okay,
It was an excellent trip,
okay,
and it's an unfortunate. Along with my students, I have traveled,
okay.
and what to say, sir? It was awesome, and it was a 10-day trip, and we enjoyed a lot.
Prajul, are you affected by noises? Do you like music?
No, no, sir. No noise here.
No, no. Are you affected by harsh sounds? Do you like music? Let me ask you that first.
Sounds. No, sir. No. It was not it. Not happened. Why, sir?
No, do you like music?
Yeah, I really love music.
Do you sing?
Not probably, but I used to enjoy that.
Awesome. Do you play any instruments?
It was there. Tabla. I used to play tabla long back.
Awesome.
Not
Awesome.
now.
Awesome. Do you get affected when people shout at you?
Really, sir. Yeah.
Okay. See why it is because Prajul has been using tell me sir, say sir, please tell me sir, etc. The words
Uh,
is actually connected to your auditory senses, leading representation system.
okay.
Similarly, there will be people who will be actually saying that. Okay, I'll come to that. And anybody wants to try? Prajul, you should actually continue doing tabla. Huh?
Okay.
You'll enjoy it. Anybody else wants to try? So
Hello,
now,
good evening.
hey Shankar.
This is Shankar. So I'm an assistant professor at a college in Trivandrum. So happy
Okay.
to be in this session. So my recent travel was actually I told it's like a story. Like said, lockdown travel from KL01 to KL14. I've been traveling from Trivandrum to Kasaragod.
Okay.
Like my wife got a recent appointment through Kerala PSC at Kasaragod General Hospital. So that is a recent travel I had during the lockdown. To elaborate that particular trip, it is actually quite different from all the trips I had in my life. It's entirely the roads were all empty. We were stopped in between with all the police and all, and we couldn't find any hotels there.
Just,
So
just
it was actually quite
circulate the word, I mean, or put a round on the word find.
okay.
Yeah, continue.
Okay, and then another beautiful thing is that
Circulate the word beautiful. Yeah, circle on the word beautiful. Yes, continue.
and while reaching Kannur and Mahi, we were stopped like maybe every 5 to 10 minutes. So that is actually entirely a shock, and we have taken the collectorate pass while traveling. So my wife has been showing that pass the entire time, and she
Showing
the pass. So it was actually
showing. I want the showing. The word showing.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So this trip has given a lot of insight how the health workers and the
Insights.
given a lot of insights like how the health workers and the policemen have been continually doing the job while most of the people in Kerala are not doing so. So while reaching Kasaragod, it was actually a both beautiful insight and a wonderful experience at the end of the day. So this is a story I want to share to you.
So I am sure that Shankar, you might have actually shot a lot of photos.
Yes, actually what I have done is that I don't have a tripod camera, but I used to have some documentary and just started a YouTube channel. So what I did is I have done a time-lapse video starting from right from my home till I reach Kasaragod General Hospital.
Awesome. So Shankar, essentially, if somebody wants to connect with you, they have to show you something. Am I right?
Yes.
If somebody tells you, okay, I have done that, sir, that will not satisfy you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Being a professor, I can tell you, if somebody has actually told you I have done that, you would say, I want to see it.
Yes, yes, sure. Definitely.
That is essentially because your leading representation systems is visual.
Visual. Okay.
That is why you enjoy the travels. You look at the statements which you have made. Insights, beautiful. So, and that it doesn't mean that you do not have other areas. But what comes first? What will be the first reference or representation system that will be firing is your visual. For Prajul, it will be sound.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you for doing this session. I'm very happy that Sir has enabled me to talk. Thank you, sir.
This is something which I wanted you to take care of with your students as well. Yes, Abhi?
Yeah. Any more like one Shamsuddin?
I'll just take one more and then we'll proceed. I think we are.
Shamsuddin.
I would request you, all of you, to actually just put a round to these words which we have mentioned, and also some words. I mean, I'll be explaining that
Okay, you carry on, Dinesh. Carry
yeah,
on.
Sabik, I'm just taking. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
I'm just carrying on. Okay. So we have heard from our dear friends here. So look at the words which they use. It is like see. The sounds. Can you say it, sir? Can you tell me, sir? So, and then some of them, I should get the feel of it. I couldn't actually get my hands on it. Okay. So why does this happen? Or what is this particular thing which I'm talking about? So almost 65% of the population are visualizers. 30% are from auditory and 5% are kinesthetics. So it essentially means that it's not that other capabilities or other representation systems are absent in these people, but the leading representation systems are visual, auditory, and kinesthetics. So if somebody is actually not attending to the class, it doesn't essentially mean that the person is literally not interested. It may be that he is a kinesthetic person and he wants to get onto something, feel something, and then do it. So in this way, we will be able to we should actually raise our awareness of understanding our customers, our potential clients, our potential employers, and also from an employee standpoint. So which will help you to connect with these people very, very fast, with your spouse very fast. So trust me, this is something which you can actually come in handy, really handy. So if your contact's leading representation system is visual, what will be the words which they use? Predominantly see, picture, beautiful, etc. And if your contact's leading representation system is auditory, you can hear them, or you can actually, since I'm actually an auditory, my words will mostly be like hearing, tell, etc. So will be like ring a bell, sounds quite impossible, etc. And if it is a person from a kinesthetic level, the words which they'll be using is, I should get a feel of the whole thing. What is it in for me, etc. And when you're addressing a group, it is always, please remember, it is always you have these three things, these three representation systems being mentioned, so that the visualizers, the auditories, and the kinesthetic people will actually get immediately connected. How will you do it? You will say, I would want to actually help you see, hear, and feel the areas or the technologies that we are working on, etc. So use right words to explain what your prospect can see, hear, feel through your CV or your product offerings. You might have actually seen some of the websites are really cool. In fact, it just connects with you just like that. Why is that happening? Because they are addressing onto your leading representation systems. Probably for that matter, it actually addresses most of others. Now, this is actually a word of word of thought or point of thought for the SEO and the marketing guys. So there is a new area called neuromarketing, which actually takes care or talks about a lot about these areas. Now, when you actually put something called a percentage to your CVs, that actually means that you have done something. A person who is actually a visualizer can see the percentage. A person who is an auditory will be able to gauge it from a percentage standpoint, and also somebody who is a kinesthetic can actually literally feel that percentage activity happening. So that is why including a percentage term in your CV, in your activity, or in your brochures are really important, which will actually connect with the other person. That is one such example. And also, a word of caution, when you actually connect with your spouse, understand the patterns and place the words accordingly. So these are actually something called the leading representation systems, which we have connected. We have used only one method to do it, which is called usage of words. There are other methods like eye accessing cues, tonality calibration, decoding the body language, shifting the submodalities, etc. So these are the somethings like which you can actually learn, and this will help you definitely to help you connect with anyone. Trust me, guys, anyone for that matter. It is important that we actually understand what the other person is and then communicate it. Even if your language is the same, if you're able to actually communicate in this way, trust me, the person on the other end is going to listen to you more. Now, I'm going to go to the second part, which is actually called the internal referencing part, which is something called meta programs. So in meta programs, which is actually nothing but the beliefs and value systems which actually code your emotions, or which is actually hard coded with emotions. This again forms a perception. So almost, let me take a diagram which actually gives you a complete explanation to this. Say you have almost about 2 billion of information passing through the 5 senses which you're talking about. Now imagine this 2 billion information is actually happening in 1 second. And most of the times we are not aware, because as human beings, we are able to handle only 7 plus or minus 2. That is 5 to 9 chunks at a time. So what if all the 2 billion information is actually being pumped onto you at the same time? That is where people probably will not be able to manage all this information. That is where the brain has got a specific capacity called delete, distort, and generalize. And what are the reference point for the delete, distort, and generalize? Your values and belief systems. So what happens, you have a right value or right belief system. I mean, there's nothing called right and wrong, but then what is your belief system is this. And the result you are getting is according to that belief system. So we might want to actually look at these areas and understand how is it actually affecting your internal representation, how is it affecting your state of mind, and how is it affecting your physiology in total. So since the mind and body are parts of the same system, when your mind is affected, definitely your body will start affecting in the same way, because, and vice versa. So I'm not going into depths of meta programs because it is a vast area. And if anybody is interested, please connect with me so that I can explain to you what happens when a meta program is actually happening and how is it actually connected to the internal representation systems. Leading representation systems. So meta programs also play a good role in creating powerful communication. Meta programs are what controls the beliefs and values based on the memory references. It can be memory references or due to the internal impression of an external event. So memory references is usually due to the internal impression of an external event. It can be self-made. Yes, you can make it. And there is something called by our famous neuroscientist or a neurologist, an Indian, V.S. Ramachandran. You should actually read his books, which is called Phantoms in the Brain, which says you can even trick the brain. So it can be self-made and can be due to the result of an incident. So whatever comes through your representation systems get reviewed through the meta programs. And obviously there is no right or wrong here, but what works and what doesn't work is something which we need to explore. And towards the end of this one, this is what I would want you to achieve, and say, raise your hand saying that I now have many jobs and offers and I understand the customers. I am now able to connect well with my management team for this particular project. I now understand my wife or husband and kids better. And my boss thinks that I don't contribute as he needs to see the report and I've been telling him. And I don't understand the project. I know how to make my boss feel it. So this is essentially the way to actually shift your communication modalities in the way that the person or the receiver is expecting. So which will actually raise your awareness level. Now I'm going to the next area, which is the second part of the presentation, which is called the professional networking. Okay, I see it as a I see professional networking as a personal network for professional growth. So how does that work? Now, let's look at the networking strategies and tactics you have been actually using for the past 6 months. And since there have been actually, this is a very, what you call, disparate group. We have got a number of professionals, teachers, lecturers, all this, students even. So look at how optimized is your LinkedIn profile. These days, LinkedIn is one of the major, what do you call it, the social website or social media for actually sharing your profile. It is actually becoming a bit more active, not only active, it is actually taking to the next level as well. So how many professional networking events you have attended? How many articles have you posted on LinkedIn? I mean, Twitter is also there, Twitter, Instagram, etc. So how many articles have you posted on Twitter? So this again depends on the region. So again, you will have to understand what is the regional requirement. So Twitter is actually more active in these areas, and probably Instagram will be actually active in some other areas, etc. So it is important to understand that as well. So requested and held an informational interview with someone on your target industries, attended an industry event, participated in a bridging program, worked with a mentor, attended a meetup, registered for a professional development course. So I would say use your LinkedIn to the maximum, and please take account of these things which you have done for the past 6 months. Now, how do you actually build a professional network? The first important thing is to design your network strategy. So why is networking important? Networking is important because it is a process and an organized approach to building professional relationships outside your workplace. Okay, inside your workplace, definitely you are looking at the other areas which we mentioned earlier. This is actually for your career progression, your expansion of business, etc. So the career paths are unlikely to be linear, you're right? So because a lot of people will be actually wanting to shift lanes or change into another domain or another technology. How do you do that? So given the swings of the economy, you will want to have connections who will help you and who can help you in good times and bad times. Say, it is very important before defining a network strategy, you need to understand what is your career objective. Do you want to continue the existing career? Or do you want to change lines? Or do you want to actually change careers itself? That is from a profession and industry, total different industry. Or do you want to enter entrepreneurship? So now the second factor which we will be talking about is building credibility through social media networking. So this is actually where you might need to explore and look deeper into your social network. Family, friends, colleagues, alumni, friends of friends, and then who is from your sector, who is from your industry, who is from your profession, and who is from your location. And you will be able to actually spot out location, sector, profession, etc. here. And going to the next one, who is outside your network, beyond your sector, who is there, beyond your industry, who is there, beyond your profession, who is there, beyond your location, who is there, beyond your career cycle. So which essentially means if you want to change the industry and if you want to actually change the profession, these people will be able to help you out. These people will know that, okay, there are some relatable skills which you have, and you can go into that particular profession or that particular industry. Now, I just want you to actually take a moment to access this page and see what is your LinkedIn social selling index. Sabik, here I want your help if somebody is actually coming up with a social selling index.
Yeah.
So probably I will actually try to log in mine. Just to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is my social selling dashboard. So from my industry perspective, I'm getting about 1%, becoming a 1% in the industry perspective. And from a networking perspective, I've still got ways to go. It was almost about 4% only. So, which essentially says that, so how have you actually established your professional brand? Have you found the right people? Have you engaged with insights? So this is actually there as a part of your LinkedIn. I would recommend everybody to actually take a look at it probably in a month, once in a month or so that you will get to know how you are actually connecting and how you are actually connecting with the people. So it also talks about people in Indian industry, which is something like 29 out of 100 is the rank which I'm having, which says it is like top 1%. And also in people in your network, I'm still almost about down 1% since last week. So I've not been connecting. So I need to actually do much better. So this gives you a perspective of how things are actually working out and how you are actually using your social selling index. So this is something which you can actually try it after the session. So how does the social selling index help you? So how you stack up against your industry's peers and your LinkedIn network on LinkedIn, how you are performing on each of the 4 elements of social selling, establishing a professional brand, finding the right people, engaging with insights, building relationships, etc. And then something which has to be done. I follow the 6 tips to optimize my LinkedIn profile, and which has actually helped me a lot. The first one I'm actually still again planning to do with my company details. So people will find that is blank right now, but then essentially I have to add a background image. So customize your background image, which essentially gives, so that's what I'm talking about. This actually touches the visualizers, which are almost about 65%. So 65% people will actually see your background image, instantaneously will be able to connect with you and understand what are you into, what are you doing about your profession, what is that you are actually working on right now. So please customize your background image, upload a professional photo. LinkedIn is actually different from Facebook and Twitter, or probably you should treat it different from the Facebook and the Twitters and the Instagram. It has to have a professional photo because you will be dealing with professional people there. And then you have to have a compelling headline, almost about 120 characters of what you do and what do you want these people to actually know. So in the summary, you can actually explain that particular 120 characters and tell your story a little bit more. So the people will actually get you, okay, this is actually what he's all about and this is what his business is all about. And then you have to add your relevant past and current positions, which actually will connect with them, saying that, okay, this is where he has worked, he has got this particular relatable skills with him so that I can map him to something else, or this is where he has worked, he can actually move on to this one as well. So this is where these things add a lot of value and ensure your location is a city, which is connected to city, because most of the people outside India may not be knowing the detailed geographical location. So it is always better to connect it to the nearest city. And also what you need to do is always personalize your request to connect. So when you send a connection request, personalize it and send it. Why do you want to connect with that person? Okay, but then personalize, but that should not be a sales pitch. Avoid a sales pitch during that connection. So go through their profile in detail, find something something interesting which you liked in that profile. And that is the ideal way to start connection. And always avoid sales pitch in the connection request. You will get opportunities. You will get actually opportunities to connect with them. And always remember the first part of today's session, the communication. Understand what is that they are actually looking at, what is the leading representation systems, also through their communications, mark it, map it, and then place it accordingly. And also, I would say don't accept every request to connect, because that is up to you, because you might want to actually connect with people and understanding what is this all about, etc. So that I leave it to you. But a common thought or a rule of thumb here in North America is don't accept every request to connect. So now very important area which I want to actually touch base on is the social networking considerations. So how ready are you for networking? How many contacts have you added to LinkedIn in past 30 days? That's a question for thought. What percentage of your contacts are outside your industry? What percentage of your contacts are outside your field? Which social media tools are you using to network? It again varies with the region to region. So it's very important that you understand which is a social network which is relevant in that region. Which social media groups have you joined in the city? That is again important. What specialty are you known for? And now, very most important thing, building trust. So where should I go to network? So over here, right now we know this is a COVID situation. Now it is actually important to have virtual meetings, and a lot of virtual meetings will be happening. So please take this opportunity to attend the virtual meetings also. So how do you find or create such opportunities? You have IEEE, which is actually acting as a very, very powerful standard body. And to be very frank with you, I had a very good opportunity to attend a blockchain session last week, and it has definitely changed my life in a beautiful way. I could connect with Dr. Srinivasan. It was great having him here, even though I've been actually developing solutions. I could actually learn a lot from that. And this particular networking opportunity has given me a new connection, a new area to explore. All right. So networking opportunities are all around. However, I recommend that you focus your energy on finding events which allow you to shine. So you need to actually understand which area where you will shine, and you will be able to explore it much better. Be strategic in focusing on attending those events which can help you to develop your career. Jobs is a byproduct. So for example, when you actually talk to a person, don't start with the job search. Can you actually find a job for me, or can you actually help me find a job? Please start discussing with those areas which his interests are. Find the connect strong enough. And my personal recommendation is let them ask you. Put the cues in such a way that they will be asking you and coming out for the support. So on networking, what is your goal? So networking has got, we can actually even divide into three. One is the networking and objective and the event option. So if your networking objective is career and advancement, look for industry events, professional events, general events. And I would recommend you to actually go through LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has got a lot of events being posted now. I would recommend you to attend most of the events which is actually connecting to your career advancement. Also, I need not tell that to the business development team because they are already doing that, but I would still encourage them to go a little more deeper into some of the entrepreneur focused events, SME focused events, and some of the enterprise focused events as well. Now, which event to attend is actually again depending on your objective. So given your objectives, consider the best type of event or meetup or group to target for your networking. Set yourself up for success. Choose events where you can both give and receive the most value. And please note, I put give first because it's always first important to give first, and then not receiving from mostly not from the same channel, but it can even come from a different channel. It can actually be a recommendation. It can be a testimonial. Anything can happen, but it is always be ready to give first. All right. And some of the events which I have actually put over here will be LinkedIn local events, industry conferences, trade fairs and shows, professional events, job fairs, luncheon events, alumni association events, chamber of commerce and board of trade events, and then events like and IEEE will obviously will come on to almost like professional events. And going forward, how to prepare for a networking event. Obviously, you should have a positive mindset and should have abundance of curiosity. You should actually literally connect with them by asking or asking queries on their areas of interest, and then look for a discovery approach. And just to sum it all, prepare for a networking event like you are prepared for a business meeting and a learning opportunity. So goal is have a goal, objective and measure of success. What do you want to learn? Be curious. Consider what do I have in common with most of the people at this event. Be helpful. Attend the event with a mindset that you will help several people further interests. And commonality. Networking is all about connecting with others, finding areas of commonality. So what should you carry to the business event? So definitely if it is a face-to-face event, it will be a business card. At least that is why I'm saying that a professional LinkedIn profile is mandatory, because right now, since for the e-events or virtual events, immediately after the event, they will connect you and check your LinkedIn profile. And do a very good homework on the industry and the events which you are attending. Learn about the event organizers, because event organizers are people who might have the maximum connects. Trust me, guys, the maximum connects is actually with the event organizers, because they might know different people, different industries, and because they have been actually connecting with these people. Watch and listen to news, business, and current affairs programs so you are well ready on the events of the day. Follow thought leaders on Twitter. Dress professionally to fit in with the other attendees. If it is especially if it is a video meeting, please dress professionally for that particular event. And Also, when you're actually discussing and then probably talking to the regions, understand the cultural importance or cultural background of the region as well. So just to actually summarize what we have discussed so far, I will say that okay, be prepared for the do's and don'ts of the professional networking. Be prepared, choose opportunities where you can shine, leave a positive impression, follow up. Follow up is again something which you have to learn according to it's just work according to the business culture of each regions. Say for example, in Australia, I've heard that they probably would not like you sending mails. They do not actually accept direct calls. So how do you connect with them? So there are a lot of, I mean, again, the LinkedIn professional connections will actually give you an opportunity to do or them to invite you for a connection. So such cases, you'll have to be very, very careful. Be curious, be helpful, all about reciprocation, all about making connections with new people and finding areas of common interest. Remember, networking is a journey, not an event by itself. Now, this is something which has been shared to me by my mentors in the North American region, which is, I think, which can be applied in any part of the globe. Networking is not about hunting; it's about farming. It's about cultivating relationship. You're a better networker if you remember that. This is by Dr. Ivan Misner. Networking is not transactional. The currency of networking is not greed, but generosity. That is by Keith Tracy. Reciprocity doesn't work on a time clock. So you may not expect, you should not expect that, okay, I've sent you a mail, I've sent him this, he might actually respond to me in 2 months or 2 weeks or whatever. Or probably you might have sent him some document which you think he likes or he might like, and immediately expecting a response may not happen. So don't keep a time clock because that again will affect you emotionally as well. And help me to help you in Jerry Maguire, the 1996 movie, which essentially means how to actually help me understand what you need so that I can help you. Most of the meetings, what happens is we will actually mention something, the other person will hear something or listen something or see something, and then there is no connect. So help them to understand your business more. And it is also important to practice something called an elevator pitch. So elevator pitch is a sort of a pitch which you would be in an elevator or lift for about 2 seconds or so. And what do you say about your company? And what do you say about yourself so that the person can connect back? One of my friends who used to be there in Dubai, he has been actually working in the networking area, the connection of the surveillance cameras, etc., where he found a foreign company executive in the lift, and he just could actually told one sentence or one word about, I know how to actually connect security devices, and I'm a professional in this area. That's all what he said. And then he got an interview call. So because this person was actually looking at hiring somebody for that particular area with an experience. Or he said, almost I've got about 14 years of experience in this area. So that's all what he spoke. So it is really important about that piece of information to help them to help you. So with that, I'm just closing my session. Thank you so much for attending. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to help you here.
Hello. If you have any questions, you just put it in chat box, or you may please raise your hands. You can directly talk with speaker. And dear participant, a feedback link is shared in chat window. This is applicable for providing feedback of this session as well as for getting a e-certificate. So please do fill it. And if you have any question, you may please raise your hand.
If there is any area which I want to, you want me to actually explain a little more, please feel free to raise your hands or share your questions here in chat. I'll be happy to help.
No questions came out till now. Dinesh, you may please give your mail ID. If they want to talk personally, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I think my mail ID is listed here, jinesh@techweekconnects.ca, and I'm also accessible via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
This is my LinkedIn ID, just in case somebody wants to connect with me. And I hope this presentation will be circulated, right, sir?
Yeah. Video will be circulated.
At that point in time, if anybody wants to actually look a little deeper into it, I can, I believe I can help.
Okay, Dinesh, it was a wonderful session and covered a lot of areas, how to improve our communication skills and professional networking. We covered various aspects to improve communication, discussed about how internal body parts helps in powerful communication, the importance of social media tool, that is LinkedIn, how effectively you can improve your professional networking. That too I feel, because my strategy to find out speakers is through LinkedIn only. I used to connect first, then send a message. I'll select based on the area, then ask for a request. If they are ready, they will send me details. That's what I now do for getting speakers in this IEEE platform. Okay, that is one true tool for improving our professional networking. So another strategy of improving professional networking is attending a lot of meetings. That's what our speaker has told. So it was a wonderful section, Dinesh, and I, on behalf
Sir,
of IEEE.
Tabik sir, there is a query in the chat box. It is from Samita.
Yeah. Well, yeah, one question is there. Dinesh,
I'll be happy to
question
yeah.
It came now.
Can this person come? Can you this person, Samita, if I'm not mistaken, can you unmute and please ask that question once again? Because her question is, what is your approach for connecting to third connection? Samita, can you come on? Remove your mute and then explain to me what is the third connection you are trying to explore.
Hello.
Yeah, Samita.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much for this wonderful session. What I wanted to ask is that a lot of times it happens when you send the connection with the message also. At times people will not read it, like they'll be like, it's like another connection itself, especially for the second and third connection. So what is your approach for the same?
Okay, so the third connection, have you actually explored their areas of expertise and interest?
Yeah, kind of like second and third connection I'm saying about. Yeah,
the first connection or second connection, because the second and third connection can become your first connection, right? At any point in time. So have you actually explored enough about that person? Do you, where do you find a real connect?
I didn't get your question.
So where did you find a real connect with the third connection which you are talking about?
So maybe it can happen in a webinar or some reading some publication. I want to approach that or something like that.
Okay. So how did you actually connect? So I would want to know what exactly were your words
basically,
when you...
I draft a message to them, personalized message, and then I connect them. But at times it happens that there are a lot of messages, right? Like for example, if I want to connect to you, there might happen that there are a lot of people who are connecting to you and they'll be having the messages. So it might get somewhat ruled out or something, of that sort.
Yes. So this is where we might need to actually make the message a little more specific. To what exactly? So one suggestion which I can say, I mean, I know you might have actually tried many methods, but one suggestion I can say, or I can actually share, is by using one of the components which you liked in that presentation.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Okay. So for example, one component which you really like, I said it's mind-blogging or mind-blogging or mind-blowing, whatever, and put it as this was mind-blowing. Okay, I would like to explore this in detail with I'm such and such a person. It would be an honor to connect. So sometimes it may be like we put it as, okay, please accept my connections, and then we'll expect connections to happen immediately. That's what I said. The time clock might be a little difficult, or you can just work around with the words which you are using. The usage of words really works wonders.
Yeah.
So Samita, you can actually take one piece of information from his webinar, okay? One very good piece of information from your webinar and what you liked about it. Just give a one snippet or one small line about that. So this was awesome.
Yeah.
This is something which I really like.
A kind
And
of
that should be genuine.
appreciation might help out, right?
Yes, that is genuine as well. That should be genuine as well, because the person, hey, I have not mentioned this in my webinar. How come he is actually trying to, also this is like only another gimmick. So it should not go into that level. So whatever communication methods which we use, it has to be genuine, because people are, people actually connect with a lot of people. They are much aware of the connections coming to them, etc. So make a genuine approach in one area which you really liked. Ask for that particular thing. And then it will be an honor to connect with you to explore more. Finished.
Yeah. Thank you.
And let me know. If you need more help, please connect me via LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Samita. Thank you for the question. That was a wonderful question. Thank you.
Thank you, Samita. So we'll wind up. So on behalf of IEEE and NMSS, I would like to thank Mr. Jinesh for accepting our invitation and giving a wonderful talk.
Sabik, one second. Sabik, 1 second. Yeah. One more question is coming up from Sumi Jose. Sumi, would you want to actually come online and please share the question, please?
Yeah, wait. I'll make.
I know this is when people are actually starting to contemplate. So.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the session. Actually, when we talk now, these words come out automatically from our mouth, and we are not able to control what words are coming out of our brain. Actually,
Yeah.
so can we train our brains so that we can use some apt words in a particular situation?
What do you think? Please answer me. I mean, you have actually attended the session. Can you tell me the answer, please?
No, actually, I'm not conscious about whether I am going to use a particular word the next second.
Okay.
So,
because, I understood the question. Thank you. That's a beautiful question. Can you do that? Yes, you can do that. How do you do it? You have to raise your awareness level. You understand? So every point in time, the person, that is again, Sumi, it's like practice. Okay. So once you practice doing that, automatically you will choose the words which is required.
Okay, how can we practice every day or every time we talk?
It's not practicing every day. It is becoming aware of the person who is actually standing opposite to you, or the person who you are connecting with. What is the type of person whom you are talking with? So it might be the same. It might be the same language, but the person may not be able to connect with you in that line of thought.
Okay.
Yep. So his representation system is auditory, and you said, okay, you use, can't you see it? He will be like, what is that happening here? So,
okay.
and then the person is actually kinesthetic, and then you are trying to, I have enough experience where I'm trying to sell to kinesthetic people. They will not listen to you. You are actually like a sales guy who is trying to sell something which they don't want to buy. So what is the best thing to do? Whatever you have, give in their hands. Make them touch and feel it. Now, are you happy? Yes. So this happens to your wife, as well as your kids, as well as your husband. Everybody, this happens. But if you are aware that the person's leading representation system is this, and this is how life will be much easier.
Okay, sir. Sorry. Is there any techniques to raise our awareness level? Like
NLP has been a great tool for me, because initially I started learning NLP in the year 2015. I did my practitioner and master practitioner, which helped me to realize then the people are unique. People are very strong. The people we actually meet are unique and strong. And how do you actually connect with them was my first level of, I was curious about that. Why I'm not able to build a rapport with this person. So even though I'm actually married to a person for recent years, it not be that I'm able to connect with him.
Okay.
So how do I actually identify areas to connect with? How do you identify the areas which will actually trigger his mirror neurons?
Okay.
Why is it that? Obviously, there is a question where I get from the ladies that my husband, when a male friend of his calls, he just rushes away. When I call him for a shopping, he is not interested. The guy is not into seeing things. Now, what do you actually make out? How do you actually convert that seeing to something hearing, so that you will be able to take him out for a shopping.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these are the things which you might have to encode. This is what you call it as encoding in one language to another.
Okay.
That is actually what is happening in the neural networks now, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, Sumi, I would advise you to actually read through the NLP, this one. And if you need
Yeah.
any support, please connect with me. I can guide you to the right
Okay.
trainers who are actually working on it, or I can actually give you some, share my experiences as well.
So, is there any book you can tell me, like for some introductory experience about?
It is there. I mean, number of things are there. I mean, one is actually like NLP has been the introductors or the founders are actually called Richard Bandler and John Grinder. You can search for them. Or I would suggest taking a preliminary session of NLP so that you will get into your system. You will understand where you are getting stuck and how to raise your awareness level.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So that's a beautiful question. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumi.
Thank
Sami,
you.
should we wait for another 5 minutes or so, or 2 minutes or so, so that somebody else has a question?
Sure. No problem.
Because people are actually now starting to, I think, contemplate on what we have discussed.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was really a fantastic decision you have taken to us. And also, I have one out of syllabus question. I mean, actually, that's not a talk. I think that's not discussed in this session. And my question is, what are the possible techniques we can use in the future marketing?
Okay, that is indeed an out of syllabus question.
Sorry for that. I'm just dealing with a research on this project. That's why I'm asking for that.
Awesome. I would suggest you to actually go through neuromarketing now. That is actually the latest one in the marketing, wherein which when you do a market research, usually what happens is you will end up. When you're actually doing a research as well as a survey, the survey is being actually taken through the people, right? So they might end up in marking the middle structure. So or the middle point. Say, for example, you have a survey where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has been there. Mostly these people will mark out 3. And then the survey totally will not actually yield the result which you want. So when you go to that level, the neuromarketing helps you to actually pose certain questions where people will have to answer you. There's no other way.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. And also, what's your opinion? What's your personal opinion about the VR technology in our social media? I mean, in the social media marketing.
Business intelligence or business analytics?
I mean the VR technology and the virtual reality technology used.
Awesome. I'm actually working on it for retailers and real estate. So I'm all in for it because that creates a different perception.
In the side of the real estate, are you using the augmented something like that?
AR, yes. I'm actually using not AR, I'm actually using VR because augment will have a little space restriction also, connecting people across the globe as well. So VR will be slightly useful right now than the AR. AR, yes, but if you have a, say for example, if it is a real estate property where people want to actually see what is actually in the mall without actually going to it, yes. But then, as you know, that is actually a space constraint also for AR. But VR is much more easier.
So can I ask for the back end of the VR technology?
I think we can actually connect
to the software development area
or mail so that we can actually chat more on this. Is that okay?
Okay, sure.
But that was a good question. Thank you so much.
Also, thank you. Welcome.
Any more questions?
I think we are good to go, right, Shabir?
Okay. So we'll wind up here. So once again, I thank Jinesh for accepting our invitation and presenting a wonderful talk over here. And I also thank all the participants who have taken up initiative in attending this. So on behalf of IEEE MSS, I thank all the participants as well as the speaker. So thanks once again, Dinesh. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madhu sir. Thank you so much, Sabik sir, for having me here. It was an excellent opportunity. And if there is anything that I can help you with in exploring the areas of communication and professional networking, please feel free to connect me via Jinesh at techweekconnects.ca or via my LinkedIn, which is actually there as Jinesh Narayanankuti. My full name is actually being kept there. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Jinesh.